this is the repeat of game 1 and game 2, right? Game 1, Kongling and Struan was stopped really harshly. Game 2, it was Zankyu and also Bao being limited in the laning phase and in the team fights here. So it's coming down to whoever is able to bring the tempo for the team. If they are stopped, if they are silenced, then it becomes extremely hard for either BTR or Nova to get those advantages they are looking for in the mid game.
Yeah. I think that mid game is going to be huge, right? I think that we kind of saw that where once one of the teams has control in that mid game, they just like take over, right? There's just no sort of gaps that they give. I mean, if you're looking at some of the other squads where they kind of stumble a bit, it's in that mid game where they're not able to transition it properly and close out games. So these are two high level teams. They're ready to go. They're not going to make those sort of elementary mistakes, dare I say.
And with the bans coming in, we see Arlie, we see Chicha, some of the picks that Nova Esports have expended, including the Lung and also Dharma that has been used by BTR. What kind of first pick we're seeing here? Is it going to be the Byron, the Dolia? Because the Dolia and also Yang Jian is still available for BTR. But with that in mind as well, there's still the Haya as the potential counter for that as well. So it's down to what we see so far on our screen here, the selection by the coaches.
Yeah, Byron's going to be picked up here. Also, it's a great pick for Xuan. But at the same time, you're also taking it away from Ball, who is an absolute maestro on that himself. But they're going to the Yangjin, or the Trilights, and Tooncaster, the Yuan. This is a nice little combination. Sustain, has damage. This is a nice 1-2 punch.
It is. And this really limits the side of Nova Esports to potentially take away the Dolia, unless they're going for the Dolia-Nerza combination that we see back in KIC. But is it still strong? I'm not really too sure about myself here. We haven't been seeing it for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been some time when we've seen it. But, I mean, what are you looking to pick to counter the Yangjian?
Well, that's an answer here. Moonblade seems to be pretty fine considering there's not a lot of crowd control. But if you want something that really counters the Yangjin, it has to be the Haya. When Yangjin comes in, you immediately remove him and box him up for a 1v1. Although we saw how Blacklist systematically removed the Haya, but I want to see another player, which is Wendy, to show us why the Haya is strong. I don't think Haya has a pretty good win rate thus far at KIS4.
Yeah, it hasn't had the greatest one, I mean, to kind of start things off. But it's been more of like, I mean, it's 3-2. I don't think it's been updated with that loss earlier today. So I think it's 3-3. It hasn't been the greatest. But, I mean, it still has that impact when it's able to take somebody out. But, you know, one thing they need to do better than Illusion's, Haya is to kind of ensure that you have some sort of farm, right?
Yeah, sufficient farm, right? Sufficient farm, getting yourself going, make sure that you at least win the 1v1 or stall enough time for your team to jump in towards you. So for Nova, potentially thinking about more of these counters that could break the formation or threaten the Moonblade or Evernight aspiration will be quite sought after in their second phase ban here.
Yep, and it looks like the second phase, I mean, they've picked up the Aaron themselves. This is a hero that, I mean, we saw bits and pieces of it towards the end, I would say, of 2025. What about this Laurel Princess has really, helped, and why it's kind of turning into a bit of a meta pick now?
It is due to the fact that the itemization revamp coming in for the Honor of Kings item builds, that Erin right now, her ultimate can actually apply on hit items like the Sparks Forge Doomsday, which allows her to play very well towards the meta. She's flexible in two ways. Like, if your team has less magic damage, she could potentially guild the magic damage build that gives her a lot of defensive stats. The Ardent Dominant that gives you a free bailout. The Splendor that gives you lifesteal. These are potential itemization, right? And she's also pretty good of a laner against popular picks like the Arlie. So she's rising in popularity as the meta goes by, especially in 2026.
Okay. No, I think it's interesting to see because it's more about the counter picks and just like, some of those heroes like the Arlie, it's been kind of tough to deal with, at least in 2025, but having some sort of options. And that's the brilliance of Honor of Kings, is that you have so many heroes that some heroes are definitely better than others, and you need those counters. And to understand and to play them and to execute, that's a different story.
It's the forever patch that's changing in the HOK esports game itself. I mean, Honor of Kings itself, right? Where every patch introduces new heroes that are buff and also nerf, and also new addition to the hero pool, right? For this new patch, we had Haya. For the previous patch, during off-season, we have Chicha. So teams have to really adapt and learn more patches and also debunk what's good and what's bad going in towards specific games itself.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Nice breakdown. But now with this final 2 picks, I mean, it looks like the Flowborn tank is there to kind of to deal with the Luna jump in and things. Need to be aggressive, right? Need to steal away those blue buffs from Konglin and make his life a little bit difficult. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on BIGETRON, especially ZonQ, to really kind of shake up this game here.
And the Flowborn tank is also an interesting one. I've seen one time that ZonQ also picked the Flowborn tank into the Haya. The moment you get boxed into the Musuke Mirage 1v1, the Flowborn tank is interesting, whereby you can CC lock the Haya with your combos and stall enough time to come out of the Musuke Mirage. So for me, it's a good pick by the side of BTR to simultaneously match against the Haya as a tank and also match against the Luna if he comes in aggressively.
Yeah. Has a lot of options, and I do like that, right? Just staying alive is the biggest thing. And you're going to make his life a little bit difficult. Now he has to really choose who he wants to kind of mirage away, right? So this is one where, again, if you're looking at, Yixing, Gen Myth, as well as Lan Feng on this Aaron, just kind of keeping that distance so that Wendy doesn't get that jump.
Jungle matchup is important, right? And to your point, setup is also very important. As we see for the Nova side, setup comes in the form of either Wendy or Wei Pit here, isolating 1v1 or the Cannon Blast to start off the fight. For BTR, it's looking for more of Bao flanking or ZonQ finding the perfect initiation and allowing Gen Myth to find the perfect board. If they can find Muji, that's going to be pretty big. Muji is the sole prime carry of Nova going into the late game here. If they shut down Muji, they have it in the back for BTR.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to find him, right? I think that Muchi is going to be, all eyes are going to be on him in terms of that damage. I mean, the Luna is going to do some work, right? Let's give Konglin a little bit of credit, right? Especially after that last game. I think that he's going to be able to keep on pace with that and ensuring that the team has a lot of success from this jungle lane. But if he's able to, if we get to that late game, how much damage is it going to really do?
Yeah, that's the thing about a Luna, right? Where it actually scales off after the mid game. And if it doesn't flourish itself in the early to mid game, it's gonna be pretty bad. But with the early game priority coming in, that was almost a steal.
That was very close. And he just barely took that one out. But Nova Esports, this is what you want to do. You want to be aggressive and make sure that ZonQ doesn't have the free farming and that space.
Ooh, he's camping. He's finding an angle towards Wendy.
Oh, they find him, and it looks like they're going to look to turn this. Gen Myth isn't actually in a bad spot. He needs to be a bit careful. He plants his flag. He's got that sprite link just to keep himself alive. But it looks like BIGETRON kind of weather that storm. They will be fine.
And they will be fine. Shrens here being a bit of a bully against Bao here, trading blows back and forth. Calling already unlocking level 4, pacing himself to that space sprite in towards the top side. At the very least, this early game exchange in terms of objective seems to be going pretty fine for both sides.
Still very close. We weren't going to see a huge win without some kills sort of happening. But they will fish. I mean, this is one where they're going to use that gold sharing to ensure that ZonQ gets most of things. Everybody else will just kind of stick around and ensure that they get a little bit of it. But in the end, this is a little bit of an edge for BIGETRON right now.
Slow and steady. Level 4 already unlocked for the side of Wendy here. Will he go for the aggressive play here is the question here. He's playing aggressive in holding the river control. This is the strong part of Ahaya. When she finds her targets, it's very difficult for you to actually enter the river.
Yeah, you cannot be there. I mean, if you once he's level 4, which he is right now, this is a moment, right? If Wendy were to able to just go, but I mean, you got to choose your moments and you got to ensure that, hey, you don't pick up like ZonQ, for instance, and give him a free kill.
Laning phase as well right now, it's a key essence, right? Like 3-4 minutes, freezing is so important. If you can freeze the enemy and force them to overextend in towards the laning phase, that is key. And look at the top side, 2v2 might be breaking out here, but it's just a bit of a tip and tat. Make sure that Shren is in good hands.
Yeah, Muchi though getting a little bit low. BIGETRON forcing the bottom lane a bit. They have 3 members. Going to do a little bit of chip damage onto it, and Muchi just trying to deal with the minions more than anything else. But they'll just kind of hold and like leading up to that 4-minute tyrant, in 1 minute.
It's down to these small things, right? Like you need to pressure Muchi. Yeah. We talk about it during the pre-game draft. Muchi needs to be alive and not be caught by the board or Zankyu. Then Nova has sufficient late game damage to scale well. But if Muchi gets caught, it looks pretty bad, right?
It's definitely not going to be great for him, right? So, you know, Muchi just needs to stay alive, right? Get his farm, ensure that he's just kind of just biding his time. Let Konglin, Wendy, Xuan, let those guys work. Let them kind of dictate the pace of the early game. Set yourselves up for success into that mid to late by giving you that space.
And you talk about Konglin on the Luna, he's actually piecing himself pretty well. Already one level above Zankyu due to the superior mobility here. So with this final wave before we unlock the Shadow Tyrant, that's a lot of poke damage already on towards F1 prior to this objective.
Yeah, a lot of damage. But, I mean, he's got that sustain. He has the heals. It's just going to take a little bit of time so that he just kind of gets back to full. It's not the end of the world, but the Tyrant, this is the target that they're looking for. Nova doing a great job of just kind of standing out in front, ensuring that it makes it very difficult to go in. They take the Tyrant, and it looks like they're going to get away. Zankyu wants something. They're not able to find anything.
No actual use of the ultimate, but that is the thing that we want to emphasize, right? As long as Wendy stands there, Zankyu doesn't dare to come in because he knows for a fact if he gets caught in, 4 members of Nova Esports will stand by and wait for it, and Ball has to burn the flash already.
Yeah, he has to burn it. I mean, he was potentially going for that Hound, but Xuan, this is why he's a tough one, right, to deal with. This Byron is a bit of an issue. BIGETRON right now, putting the pressure on, taking the bottom T1.
But on the top side, Konglin managed to successfully steal away this Crimson Golem away from the hands of Zankyu, and Bao does not have flash. It means this entire top side is the playground of Nova Esports taking here. Konglin is farming super duper well against everybody on this map.
Yeah, Konglin has a 2-level advantage, and now Waypit just gets over the wall with that flash. BIGETRON were almost able to get it, but they have all 5 members in the mid lane now, and with that top lane pushing, BIGETRON right now reeling. They have to find a way just to defensively hold.
Defensively hold, find proper markers here. Zankyu jumping in to find a bit of a pressure on towards Konglin. That is the ultimate here being expended by F1 already.
Yeah, used to, you know, the ult, it's not the end of the world. It's still very early. As long as he's sticking with his buddies, right, and it doesn't get focused and get caught out, I think he's going to be fine. But now it looks like their Zankyu is just, again, slowed down, doesn't really have all the buffs, but he's just trying to keep on pace with Konglin, which is tough because he's 2 levels behind.
And this mid-game is where the Konglin Luna actually shines the most, where he's practically unstoppable in the side lane if you don't bring more than 2. So right now, you have to see, can BTR hold themselves longer for all these like Crimson invasions here? If they can hold longer, stall more time for Lanfeng, stall more time for the potential of Val, then we might see a better late game here. But in terms of scaling, it's also pretty tough because Muchi outskills practically everyone.
Yeah, definitely, you know, scales. I mean, that's going to be a problem. And like Konglin taking that Crimson Golem for free, and you were talking about needing more than 1 member, but you need that control as well. And you're constantly trying to chase, you know, a very quick, agile hero like Konglin's Luna. This is a tough situation for BIGETRON as they're down about 500 gold at this stage.
500 gold, has to pop the flash because Wendy almost pulled him into that 1v1 zone here. And good tip though, the 1v1 zone doesn't get cancelled by the ultimate here. And Ball, goodbye, buddy.
Oh, Ball was just caught watching. Did you see that? Like, it took him a minute, and he's going to give up first blood. Konglin got a free 2 hits or so because Ball was looking elsewhere as he was looking to teleport. He just wants to fly first class for free, and Konglin was like, no, not today, my friend.
What first class is free? Sign me up, man. Well, of course, I'll get punished there. Limitless Moonlight times 10 here. Konglin showing off his fast fingers on towards that specific Luna pick. With Ball falling down, that top tier 2 will fall shortly as well. And with this 7 minutes 20 seconds in, a lot of this top side control is in the hands of Nova here. There's no retaliation coming in from inside of BTR. They can't find any source of good engage. And Wendy, he's been holding off that ultimate for as long as I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, BIGETRON are trying, but they're just too slow. Like, this lineup has not been able to get any sort of catch. They're looking to make some sort of play, but Nova, like, all of their heroes have some way of just kind of getting out to safety. And this Konglin Luna is so annoying, so tough to deal with because he's so fast.
He's level 13 against Zankyu's level 10 here. Zanky does secure the Crimson Golem though, but what happens next?
Yeah, but Zanky, it looks like he's going to be killed on this one, and they have the Mirage, and Wendy is just chasing them down, and they find Gen Myth as well. F1 is the only one. No, he's going to be killed as well, and a team ace going the way of Nova Esports as they're able to take the top T3. They will take game number 3 in a matter of time, and BIGETRON right now absolutely reeling as they did not get a single kill in this game.
Wow, that was a fast one coming in from the side of Nova Esports. Like, you can see Conley just showing hands. It's like, hey, this is how it's meant to be played. This is Luna. This is his Luna. The first time we saw his Luna was back in Weibo Gaming when he played for the mid-seasons back at EWC, and it was pretty much of a showdown like this. And right now, he's bringing it back once again into international stage, this time against BTR by Vitality here. And in a 8 minutes fashion? That's crazy.
Absolutely crazy, right? That was one of the quicker ones. I mean, we're gonna have to get the exact timer. I think the fastest game thus far is like 8 minutes and like 3 seconds. I don't know if it beat that one, but that one was complete domination there by Nova Esports. They were able to play that one out, and again, it kind of comes back to Kong Lin. Just why this guy's been such a valuable addition to the team. His Luna has just been fire.
Do you think his Luna is better than CY's? Or how do you rate it? Because we've been casting for the entire year and we've been seeing a lot of CY's Luna. How would you rate it?
I mean, when you dominate a game like that, it looks amazing, right? I think that we need to see more games to really make it fair, because CY had a lot of games and the competition that they went up against was very different, right? You can kind of see exactly how the player is going to be on that hero when they play across different, teams, right? But that one looked amazing, and Kong Lin looks like the real deal.
So you're saying the competition is subpar when CY is playing? His words, not mine. Find him at Holler TV.
You can find me at Kindofu. Yeah, and no, I look. I know a gaslighter when I see one because I'm one myself, and that was a very good attempt there. But I do agree. I think that Kong Lin right now, like, look, playing on that Luna and ending a game in 8 minutes or so. I think that, hey, that I don't know if CY did that in 8 minutes, right, with his Luna.
I mean, like you mentioned, right, if we compare it to the Game 1 performance of what we expected from Nova Esports and Game 3, that was an entirely different Nova Esports in Game 1 and in Game 3.
Yeah, very different, very different. And this is a fired up Nova Esports that took things personally in Game 1. They're like, how dare we draw blood, right? That was unacceptable. And I think that this is a team that came out angry, and you're seeing just how they're doing it because they're playing really like a well-oiled machine at this stage.
2-0 and 3 on towards Kongling, 2-0 and 3 on towards Waypit. Kills are very across and scattered for the side of Nova Esports because it's like, what, a 6 kills game in 8 minutes? And that game already exploded with one single team fight.
Yeah. Actually, look at BIGETRON's KDAs, all 0-1 and 0 except for Ball. I think Ball was the LVP of that team, considering everyone else is just 0-1-0. But I mean, just in all, they were not able to find their footing, not able to get a single kill. That's a tough game when you're not able to get a single kill.
And it just goes to show, when you draft yourself into a slower team comp against the Luna, yes, strategically speaking, Zanky can man-mark the Luna, but the Luna never gets into the face of Zanky, and he's just dashing around rent-free in Zanky's head.
Yeah, I mean, Zanky didn't have 10,000 damage, right? He took a lot. He was unable to farm. He wasn't able to do his thing. And I think that in the same way where you kind of saw Kong Lin, like, he needs to get an assassin-style jungler, right? Let him do his thing, right? And I think that needs to change going into Game 4 here.
I mean, it's too early to talk about Game 4. We still have a small break later on, some of these stats to break down. For me, I think both junglers have essentially the same playstyle. It's really down to how you allow them space to perform. Like this game, Kongling was given all the farm. Everybody was holding waves for him, waiting him to arrive, getting him proper resources here, making sure that he plays comfortably and with the most resource. And the moment, like, 6 minutes hits, Shen is like, okay, side lane is yours. I'm a dip. I'm a play with the team and be the frontline open vision. You handle Ball. And he really made it work. He solo killed Ball and made Ball's life terrible.
Yeah, yeah. I think after game one, they were like smiling too much as they were going in because they just won. And then, you know, that smile, I think Nova Esports all saw it and they were like, oh, it's like that Michael Jordan meme. It's like, and I took that personally, right? Because they have not given BIGETRON anything to smile about since that moment. They've taken 2 quick games that have just completely dominated them and have just kind of, dare I say, like taken away some of their confidence.
And we only saw 2 ultimates coming in from the Haya. That's how quick this game was. Okay, we saw one attempt towards mid lane that forced the flash away from F1's Yuan, and 2 more which isolates into a 1v1, and that's about it. The game is over.
Yeah, it was over. It was very quick. I mean, 8 minutes is one of the faster ones that we're talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact timing of this one, but my gosh, that was so
minutes,
quick because
23 seconds, I think.
Ah, 23. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 8:03 was the fastest. That was Kagendra over Team HOK. But this one was just almost as quick. But I mean, the MVP has got to be, of course, none other than the latest edition. It will be Kong Ling. I mean, 203, the Luna, just the amount of impact he had throughout this entire game. I mean, just completely high-flying 8-minute game.
He was styling. That was a limitless Moonlight X10. It means that within a short duration of that fight, he managed to refresh his ulti 10 times. That's how crazy it was. I could never.
Yeah, no, I could never either. I mean, let's be very honest. And this highlight reel is going to be a lot of him. I mean, Ball right now giving up first blood. And that was kind of the beginning where he was just able to take them down. He was obviously just always so aggressive, looking to push in, and just how he's able to take it. Zaku is not able to take his Crimson. Or he does on that one, but he gives it up because he dies. I mean, this game was all Nova.
It was all over. There was essentially just 2 highlight clips in the entire game. 1 solo kill and 1 ace, and that's about it. 8 minutes game. That's how demanding this game was for the side of Nova here. 0 misplays and everything in control for the side of the boys in purple.
Yeah, and it looks like the fans of BIGETRON right now, I mean, they're all reeling, right? Same idea, same play, just like, hey,